Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. We were solving the May June 2025 question paper of Unit 4, and this is question number 3. So let's get started. The time of death of a mammal can be determined by measuring the body temperature of the corpse. Which of the following can also be used to determine the time of death of a mammal? So we need to figure out uh, what which way we can use to determine the time of the death of a mammal. So let's go through the options. Option A, it says dendrochronology and degree of muscle contraction, but dendrochronology is the study of trailing, so it's not right. The B is degree of muscle contraction and content of decomposition. So yeah, we can take this as a correct answer because it because through finding out the degree of muscle contraction and extent of decomposition, we can figure out the time of the death of the muscle of the mammals. Okay, so number B is the correct answer. The graph shows a cooling curve that can be used to determine the time of death of a mammal. So it shows a graph and shows a cooling curve that can be determined the time of death of a mammal. Okay, so this is body temperature. This is time after death. We can see that the temperature of the body decreases with the increase of time. It shows a negative correlation. Okay, so let's see what the question is. A mammal had been dead for 15 hours. Calculate the body temperature of this mammal in degrees Celsius. Use the formula temperature in degrees Celsius equals to 5 into temperature in degree Fahrenheit minus 32 divided by 9. Give your answer to 1 decimal places. Okay. So we need to calculate the temperature of the body when the time is 15 hours. Okay. So we have body temperature in Fahrenheit, so we need to calculate in degrees Celsius, and they have given us the formula. Okay, so we need to mark out to which body temperature it was in 15 hours. So let me zoom it for a better understanding. Okay, so when it was 15 hours, the time of death was 15 hours. So the time the body temperature was this. Okay, this is 1 unit, so 45, 75, 76, 78, 79. So we can go out with the calculation now. So the answer is 26 by, as we need to give the answer in 1 decimal place. Okay, so we need to be careful with the format. Whatever the question asks, we need to give our answer in that format. Okay, so read the question properly to answer appropriately. Yeah. So 26.1 is the question. Now let's move on to the next question. explain how this cooling curve could change if the mammal had more body fat. So, if the mammal had more body fat in them, then we can say that the temperature would decrease more slowly, and the graph would we can see some visual changes in the graph where the gradient will be much steeper or slower, because the body fat will keep the body warm out of the environment. Even if the environment is cold, the temperature of the body will decrease slowly, and because the heat loss would be slow, as the fat will work as an heat insulator. Okay, so now let's see the answer. If the mammal had more body fat, the cooling curve would be shallower, I mean, more steeper or more slower, with the gradient being less steep. This is because heat loss would be slower, as fat acts as a heat insulator and reduces the rate at which body temperature decreases. Okay. So I guess for 3 marks question, this type of answer is enough. We just need to relate our facts with the graph. Also, we need to give some informations from the graph. It will help us um, achieving a better grade, a better number in questions. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question. I guess this is the last question. So the question says, the equation for the cooling curve shown in graph can be used to determine the time of death. Okay. Write the equation for this cooling curve using the format. So using the y equals to mx plus c, we need to write an equation. So for here, for we need to calculate the gradient first. To grad the formula of gradient is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. It's a basic math formula, so we need to remember these types of formulas in further also, because these types of questions are not really common we receive. Mm, but so we need to remember some basic formulas also. Like if you're doing maths, it's really easy to remember, and it will help us a lot with such equations. Okay, so it's a very basic formula of maths. We need to calculate the gradient first, and then we will take the c value, constant value of when the line meets the y-axis. So we can take the c value to when it intercepts the line in y-axis. It can be 45, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Between 98 to 99. So we can take it as 98.5. I think that will be fine. So this the value of c is 98.5. We will calculate the m. Value of c is 9. We can take 98.5 because it was in the middle between 98 to 95. And we need to calculate the gradient by following the formula of y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So I have already calculated it, and we can take any of the points from here. Okay, like if we take x2 as 15, then we will take the value of y2 as um, 70 and 79. Okay, we'll just take two values from here. So after calculating, the formula is y equals to minus 1.32 x plus 98.5. So this is the end of question number 3. See you in the next video. Okay.